Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new DVD/Blu-ray update for, I believe this is March 1st today. Yeah, I'm going to start here with the DVDs, as you probably read in the title. This will be a two-part video, of course, like it always is. You know, I said last month I was going to fucking try to tame it down. I think I did a little bit. It's not as big as it usually is. There's quite a few Blu-rays, but I got quite a few titles here. I guess we might as well get right into it. So, I do have a couple non-horror things that I just recently picked up, but they were just like really quick grabs because they were super cheap. So, I'll start with the ones that I've watched. Head Trauma. This is directed by Lance Wilder. I will have a review up for this on Body Bags tomorrow. Yeah, this was a very interesting movie. Check out the review. I do recommend this. It's pretty fucking weird. Kind of psychological thriller horror film. Fucking cool shit though. I really enjoyed it. The director, I forgot to mention the director was the director of The Last Broadcast, which is a very fucking cool film. Next up is a film called Chill. This is based off a H.P. Lovecraft story. Starring Michael Calborough. He's the dude from Melrose Place back in the day. But should have said it all. This movie had a decent premise about a dude that had died and he was actually still living because he was claiming that he had this weird skin condition, but what he was doing is he was actually killing people and revitalizing himself with the skin. But the one condition was that he had to be cold all the time, so he was always in a freezer and shit. So it was a cool premise for a film, but man, the ending of this film, the last 20 minutes, is so bad that it ruined the whole film. The effects were tremendously horrible. They were so laughable, I was pissing myself. It was fucking so bad. But yeah, good premise, gone to shit. So next up is a film called The House of the Demon. It says one of 3 movies to scream about. I don't know what the other 2 movies are. This is a very low budget film. It takes place on Halloween. It's kind of like Night of the Demons in a way. It's got very laughable demon in this. It's just fucking hilarious. But, you know, it's a bunch of kids that go to a house and for Halloween partying before there was this dude that conjured up this demon and shit like that. And he's there and he starts possessing people and killing them off and shit. The story's been done before. It was okay. It was alright though. I had fun with it for a low budget film. Next up is a film that my buddy Jeremy sent me, NES Ruler 22. Kill List. I finally got around to fucking watching this movie, and it's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. A lot of people kind of shit on the end. I didn't see anything wrong with the end. I thought it was fine. Weird, different, but I enjoyed it though. I thought it was a good time. Yeah, very enjoyable film. Highly recommend Kill List. Next up is Tokyo Gore Police. Now, I remember a while back when I was doing my shelf by shelf, Philip was giving me a hard time for not having this one. And there you go. I finally got a copy of Tokyo Gore Police. I love this movie. It's just batshit crazy fucking fun. Absolutely fun time. Never seen this. Check it out. Highly recommend it. It's awesome shit right there. Next up from Shriek Show is Bloodsuckers from Outer Space. I don't know why I didn't have this movie before, but I think this came out in like 84. It's like a alien vampire fucking... It's a really weird movie. It's kind of quirky. Very fun though. Very fun film. I highly recommend this. If you've never seen this one, I'm sure you can find this for super cheap. It's a Shriek Show, so, you know. Very cheesy effects in this. Pretty awesome stuff though. Next up is Hatchet 3. Finally fucking watch Hatchet 3. Another film that was sent to me by Jeremy. I actually really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a fun time. The gore was outstanding. I didn't have any problem with Danielle Harris's character. I thought she did a fine job for her role. I don't know, it was just enjoyable. I thought it was great, so what can I say? I really enjoyed it. Next up is another film that Jeremy sent me, which was a surprise throw-in, and that's Invaders from Mars, the Tobe Hooper remake. of the 1950. Can't remember the year the original one came out in. This is a fun film. You know, this is definitely an overlooked Tobe Hooper film. No one ever talks about this movie. It's probably because no one's seen this movie, to be honest. But no, it's a good one. It's really fun, cheesy, good times. Next up is President's Day, film that Jeremy sent me also. This movie was fucking awesome, man. Really, really cool slasher film. It's about the high school presidential election, you know, running for high school president, and all of a sudden the candidates start getting killed off by this dude dressed in an Abraham Lincoln outfit. It's fun, man. It's just a real fun new age slasher. I know Cool Duder's in this film. Actually, his death is fucking hilarious in this. I gotta say though, man, the gore was really well done, and all practical effects, really, really fun kills. Kind of surprised me. Took me by surprise a lot, actually. Jeremy had recommended this, and yeah, it was really good, really fun. Highly recommend President's Day. Next up is, I got another copy of Creepshow 2. I didn't have this edition. I have the other edition with like no special features. This one's got a little bit of features and stuff, so different cover art, picked it up. It was super cheap. Double dipping on DVDs. It's on Blu-ray. And another double dip, because I have the single disc version of this. I never wanted to pick it up on Blu-ray because I heard the Blu-ray does look like shit, but I always wanted to grab this version of Dead and Buried, the double disc version with all the special features and stuff. This was fucking dirt ass cheap, so I couldn't pass it up, so had to grab it. Awesome. Limited edition to, I think it was limited to like 50,000 or something. Limited to 50,000. Number 44,609. Fucking awesome movie. Love this edition too, it's great. Got a couple non-horror things here in the middle of the stack. First up is Rio Bravo. I just did not have a copy of this film. Love this Western, it's fucking fantastic. Everybody that loves Westerns should own this. Coming from the guy that just picked it up, right? I actually don't know why I didn't have this. I always thought I did. I just don't go into my non-horror section a lot. I think that's why. But classic film. This is a really cool edition, double disc. Got the awesome art cards and stuff. Very cool stuff. Next up is a film called Black Hole. I believe this is a Disney film released by Anchor Bay, like original Anchor Bay. Yeah, I've always wanted to watch this movie because Anthony Perkins is in it. So if anybody knows anything about this one, let me know if it's actually any good. I've seen it around a couple times. I finally got around to pick it up. I was like, fuck it. It's Anchor Bay. Probably out of print, so might as well grab it while I can see it. So next up is just a film that I used to love back in the day. I can't even remember when this shit came out. I don't know when the fuck this shit came out, man. Anyways, it's Heavyweights. Fucking funny ass film. Kids movie. Whatever. It is what it is. Next up is the out of print Dutch Anchor Bay release at Dutch. This was a film that was written by John Hughes, starring Ed O'Neill. Very fucking underrated movie, actually. It's pretty funny. So, Anchor Bay released that movie, which is so interesting. And last up for the non-horror stuff is Machete Kills. It's $3. Had to grab it. Heard mixed reviews on this one. I really enjoyed the first one, so I'll check it out. What the hell? $3. Who cares? So yeah. Alright, so on to the ones that I have not gotten around to watching yet. Surprisingly, I've never seen this Roma film before. That I can remember. I don't know. But finally found a copy. I know it's out of print. And I found it for a really good price. I only paid about $10 total, I think. It usually goes for higher prices. And that's Girls School Screamers. An 80s, fucking school slasher film. Yeah, the trailer on this just looks so funny. I've been wanting to see this for years, and finally got around to getting a copy. I just couldn't believe I didn't own this shit before, but Trauma, good old Trauma, to add to the collection. Next up is a film from Brain Damage called Drawing Blood. What can I say? Brain Damage films, their movies are very low budget. Some are really good, some are really bad, but you know, it is what it is. Looking forward to that. Actually, that one sounds pretty cool. Next up is a film that my boy Steve reviewed on Body Bags. Actually, not too long ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. But I actually had it in the mail, coming in the mail, and that is Cottontail. This is like a killer fucking bunny film. I think that pretty much says it all right there. Fucking killer bunny film. Cottontail. Here's a film I didn't own, and I want to give a second chance because I remember not liking this film the very first time I seen it. I watched it when it first came out, whenever that was, a few years back, but I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm going to give it a second shot, and that is The Strangers. Couldn't pass it up. It was like $1.50 or something. Why not grab The Strangers? I honestly don't remember much. I remember one kill in this film, but I don't know. Give that one another shot. Next up is a film that I always see around, and I never grab, and I finally grabbed it because I was like, fuck it, it does look intriguing. It's called Headspace. Apparently it's a director's cut. I don't know, man, this movie just looks really cool. Definitely want to check this one out soon. Next up is a film released by Tribeca Films. It's called Don't Go in the Woods, and it says on the back here that this is like a... it says it's... I think it's like a... I could be wrong, but... Yeah, it says the ruthlessness in this twisted musical horror hybrid. So if this is a musical horror, that's awesome. This is kind of a fan of musical horror films. I don't know what it is about them, but they just crack me up. But if it is, that's really cool, so I'm going to have to check this out. If anybody knows anything about this one, let me know. I got this one used, but it was actually brand new for like $3. It was crazy. Next up is, I had to grab this, his new Roger Corman directed film called Frankenstein Unbound. I heard this is pure shit, but I'm a really big fan of Frankenstein films. I have quite a bit of them, so when I come across them, I pick them up. But I'm definitely intrigued to see Roger Corman back in the director seat, so yeah, I don't know. It's probably bad, but who cares? It's a Frankenstein film. Next up is a Hammer film called Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. I believe this is like a late Hammer film, like from the late 70s, or from the early 70s. But yeah, I've always heard about this one, and always wanted to check it out. It's got, Peter Cushing is in this film, of course, and yeah, so, I mean, really, gotta pick it up, Peter Cushing, Hammer. But yeah, I don't know, it just looks intriguing. Need to change that case out, it's kind of shitty. Next up is a film from Something Weird Video. It's actually a double feature with Day of the Nightmare and Scream of the Butterfly. You know, every time I come across these Something Weird Video releases, I always grab them because their films are fucking bizarre, man. Like, very, very cool company, man, to release all these obscure, older titles and shit. Very unique. I really respect Something Weird Video. I think they do a good job. So, looking forward to checking those out sometime. I don't even know what the fuck is going on up in here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so I picked up the original. I think this movie it did get a Blu-ray release by Kino. So the original Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the silent film from 1920. I couldn't pass it up. It was really, really fucking cheap. I paid $5 for it. So, but yeah, I just got a Blu-ray release, and apparently the transfer's really good on it. So, but you know what? It's an old 1920s film. I don't really need it on Blu-ray, I don't think. But although I do want to grab the Nosferatu one though, sometime. But yeah, original Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. I love the silent film. I just need to check it out again, but I haven't seen it in years. Next up is a film that I had to grab because I wasn't sure if Tom Savini was in this film for like a minute, but he's actually on the back, so I don't know if it's his one and only scene, but it's a film called Demon Lust featuring Brinky Stevens and Tom Savini. I don't know, man. This movie looks like no budget, shoestring budget film with Tom Savini. It's fucking rad, but it just looks so bad. I had to grab this. I had to see this film. So, Demon Lust. Next up is, I believe this is a Canadian horror film called Severed: Forest of the Dead. It's another one I see around and I just never grab. But you know, since it's so fucking cheap, I might as well just grab it anyways. I think it was like a couple bucks for it, but I don't know. I've actually heard pretty good things about this, so we'll see. Next up is the 2-disc collector's edition, which I can't believe this movie actually has a double disc edition, but is Savage Harvest 2. Yeah, I found this this is really common, it's super cheap. But I did actually find the first Savage Harvest film, and I got it for about $7, which is a total score. It's coming in the mail right now, and because that shit's been long out of print, and usually goes for pretty dumb fucking money, so I was happy to find, the first one and the second one, so I've yet to see either one, obviously. Next up is a Paul Naschy film called Curse of the Devil, original Anchor Bay. Now, I used to think this movie went for decent prices. Me and Jeremy were looking it up on, price checking the other night. You can get this movie for like $5. I swear it's out of print, but but it's pretty much what I paid for it. I think I paid $4 for it or something like that, but can't go wrong with these old Anchor Bay releases. Curse of the Devil with Paul Naschy. Still need to check that one out. And I got another Paul Naschy film here called Dracula's Great Love. I'm not sure who this was released by. Cinema... I don't know. These glasses are really fucking dark. Dracula's Great Love with Paul Naschy, so, every time I see a film with Paul Naschy in it, I always grab him, because I know a lot of his movies are out of print and harder to find, so, but yeah, these ones weren't. They're actually really fucking easy to find. Next up is a Wes Craven film, one of the very last Wes Craven directed films that I didn't own. I think I'm missing one or two. But that's Cursed. I've never seen this movie. I've heard really bad things about it. But I do want to check it out for myself because... what was the other one? That slasher film that he did a few years back. I can't fucking remember what the hell it's called. Anyways, you guys know exactly. You're probably saying it out loud right now. My Soul to Take. I kept hearing really fucking bad things about that film. I actually didn't mind it. I know. But yeah, Cursed. I'm going to check it out. Why not? Just getting to the point where... Oh, yeah. Okay. So, I ordered Prophecy, the Killer Bear film from the 70s, and I got this. What the fuck is this? Really? Like the 5-film collection of Prophecy and Hellraiser? I'm like... Okay. So, that sucked. Apparently they didn't have it anymore, and they sent me this shit. I'm like, okay. I have all these movies anyways, so... What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with that shit right there. 11 films. I love the way they package these things, though. These things come stacked on each other in here. Like, really? Did you get any cheaper? It's brutal. Alright, I got another old Anchor Bay release here of Demon Hunter. Now, I'm pretty sure this movie does go for decent money. I'm not entirely sure, but once again, I found this in my buddy's shop. Gave it to him for $3, which is very nice of him. This is a movie I don't really know a lot about, actually, to be honest. I have seen it around, and I've seen it, just on Anchor Bay lots and stuff, but I don't know. It's always nice to find these things with the inserts. I always luck out with the inserts, though. It's kind of nice. So looking forward to checking that out. Now, my boy JP, Double Shot J, did a review of this on Body Bags a little while ago, and it brought it to my attention. I'm like, I don't even fucking own a copy of that movie. I don't even think I've seen this movie since it came out, to be honest, but I just wanted to check it out again. Why not? It was really cheap, $3. The Craft. Just didn't own it. Put it in the collection. Why the fuck not, right? Next up is a film actually I have watched before. I remember watching this on Netflix back in a couple years ago or whatever. And it's called Resurrection County. I don't really remember much about it, but I think it's like a backwoods kind of people camping and... they get killed. Wow, that was a really good explanation. No, it's something rather. I think some fucking rednecks start harassing some people and shit like that. I think that's this one. I'm not 100%, but I don't know. I'll check it out again. And speaking of horror musicals, Repo, the Genetic Opera. Now, this is one I've been putting off getting for a while. I've heard lots of good things about this one, actually, so I'm looking forward to checking it out. I don't know, I have this newfound love for horror musicals for some fucking weird reason. I don't know. I was never a big fan before. All of a sudden I'm really liking them, so. But yeah, looking forward to checking that out, actually. Next up is a film. I can't remember who just fucking showed this in a video saying it was super underrated. And maybe it was Philip. I'm not sure who showed this. But I've seen people talk about this one and say it was not that good either. So, but I do trust Philip's opinion. And that is Fingerprints. I picked this up today, actually, released by Image. Yeah, I really don't know much about it, but it does look kind of cool, I guess. I like the cover art. I like the name of the movie. Fingerprints is pretty cool. But you know me, cover art and names, gotta grab them, because I'm stupid like that. No, this release tripped me the fuck out, because I had no idea what this was at first, and that's the Cabin of Dr. Caligari. Now, this is the original 1920 silent black and white film. Now, why would they put a cover like that on this movie? That is so misleading. This shit looks like a fucking animated film that came out in 2006. Like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? I don't know, man. But it is the original one. Yeah, it's the original black and white 1920 film. I really enjoy that. I just want to check it out again. I haven't seen it in years. Yeah, I obviously paid $5 for this one. That's two-headed shark attack. Of course, almost every update I do, I almost have a fucking stupid shark film in them. I had to grab this because I looked at the back and saw the cast, and I was like, Carmen Electra, Brooke Hogan, and Charlie O'Connell. Holy fuck, is that ever a bad cast? This movie's gonna rock. Yeah. I don't know, man. Well, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Next up is an Australian film called Uninhabited. Don't know anything about this, but you will see kind of a trend here for the next couple films. But Uninhabited, Australian film, relatively newer, I think. Another Australian film called Family Demons that I grabbed. I thought it looked pretty cool, so I thought I'd pick that one up right there. And another Australian film, which I've heard nothing but good things about, still sealed, and that is The Tunnel. Yeah, I've heard really, really good things about this one, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out soon. A film that I finally found for a really, really good price, because for some weird reason, this one out of the 5 went out of print, randomly. I don't know what the hell the deal is with that. And that is Sin Reaper. I did show this in unboxing from the last package that Jeremy sent me. He found me a copy on eBay for really cheap, so got it sent to his place. Sin Reaper. Looking forward to checking it out. Next up, I couldn't resist this, man. I got this for under $10. It's in really, really good shape, and I surprisingly don't own any of these editions. I don't own any of these Legacy collections. I know, it's very, very surprising, but... so I picked up the Dracula one, and the reason why I grabbed this one, it was, well, the fact it was really cheap, but I don't have any of the sequels in this one. Pretty much all the other Legacy collections I own, pretty much all the other movies that are in them. But I'm eventually going to get around to getting all these because I really like these editions, so very cool looking. Yeah, so that's the Dracula Legacy collection, which is very cool. Next up is something I don't really know a lot about, but this was only $5. It says, as seen on Fox Family Channel. So I'm assuming this is some type of anthology kind of ghost stories. Maybe I don't really know exactly what this is all about. I don't know. But some type of TV ghost story kind of shit. Could be absolutely horrendous. If you know anything about this, let me know. But, you know, I do like my TV horror. So, as people probably know, I watch my shelf by shelf. So, but yeah, I'll give that one a shot. I'll check it out to see what it's all about. And I got a box set here, which I did show in an unboxing, and that is the Traces of Death box set released by Brain Damage Films, containing all 5 Traces of Death films. I still have not even popped in any of these. I really need to get going on these, but, you know, to be quite frank, they're not really my cup of tea. I just couldn't pass up the deal on this box set. But, you know, every once in a while, if I get a little drunk or something, maybe I'll throw in a death film. I don't know why I would have to be drunk, but I guess that kind of makes sense. But Traces of Death, yeah. I mean, it's worth owning. I really like the box set. It's pretty cool. And I got a couple... first off, I got a beta tape here. This won't surprise anybody, because I did show this in a fucking unboxing. Jeremy sent me the Maniac beta tape, which is fantastic. It's in really, really good shape. Like, even the tape itself is in really good shape. It's crazy. For something that came out, you know, 33 years ago, Pretty crazy. 1981, I think this was released. The beta tape was released in, so very, very cool stuff. And just another addition to add to my Maniac collection. And I grabbed this today from my buddy's shop for a cool $5. You know, I was willing to give him $5 for this. It's the Anchor Bay VHS of Halloween. I thought I'd grab this because I actually used to own this, to be honest, but I thought I'd get it back. Why not? You know, it is what it is, right? Yeah. Alright, guys, that is going to do it for the DVDs. I will be back with part 2 and the Blu-rays, and got a fair amount. I think I got 15 or 16, I don't know. Something rather, but I think I've watched them all, so it could be a long video. But anyways, guys, I will try to come back right away here with the Blu-rays. Peace out.